What's up, Red Squad? It's the 11th episode of my series 100 Days to the 2018 FIFA World Cup Countdown. And in this video, I'm going to let you know all the World Cup winning captains and managers from 1930 all the way to 2014. And maybe I'll even predict the 2018 winning manager and captain. So guys, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. The World Cup is played every 4 years, and the first World Cup was held in 1930. But without a brilliant leader of men and a great strategist, no team can be showered with World Cup glory. So I'm going to let you know every World Cup team's winning captain and the winning manager or head coach. At the 1930 World Cup hosted by Uruguay, the hosts defeated neighbors Argentina 4-2 in the finals. Uruguay's captain was José Nasazzi, and their head coach was a young 31-year-old fellow by the name of Alberto Suppici. He remains the youngest head coach to date to win the FIFA World Cup. The 1934 World Cup, hosted by Italy, won by Italy after they defeated Czechoslovakia 2-1 in the finals after extra time. Captain of the team was Gianpiero Combi, and the head coach was Vittorio Pozzo. The 1938 World Cup was hosted by France, and Italy went on to defend their 1934 title by defeating Hungary 4-2 in the finals. The captain of the team was Giuseppe Meazza, and the head coach was Vittorio Pozzo once again. He remains the only manager to win 2 World Cup titles. There were no World Cup in 1942 and 1946 because of World War II. And if you've been following the series, you would know this by now. In 1950, the World Cup came back to South America. Brazil hosted the World Cup and were defeated by 1930 winners Uruguay 2-1 in the final decisive match of that tournament. The captain of the Uruguayan team was Obdulio Varela, and the head coach was Juan Lopez Fontana. Juan Lopez Fontana also went on to coach the Uruguayan team at the 1954 World Cup. They placed 4th at that event. 1954 World Cup hosted by Switzerland. West Germany went on to defeat Hungary 3-2 in the finals. The captain of West Germany was Fritz and the head coach of the victorious West German team was Sepp Herberger. He was the head coach of West Germany from 1950 to 1964. The 1958 World Cup hosted by Sweden was won by Brazil after they defeated the host Sweden 5-2 in the finals. The captain of the Brazilian team was Hilderaldo Bellini, and the head coach of the Brazilian team was Vicente Feola, who was also the head coach at the 1966 World Cup. 1962 World Cup hosted by Chile. Brazil defeated Czechoslovakia 3-1 in the finals. The captain of the Brazilian team was Mauro Ramos, and the head coach was Aymore Moreira. The 1966 World Cup hosted by England and won by England after they defeated West Germany 4-2 in the finals. The captain of the English team was Bobby Moore, and the head coach was Ramsey, who was also a member of the 1950 England World Cup squad. That was their World Cup debut as well. Ramsey also coached the English team at the 1970 World Cup, but he was sacked in 1974 when England failed to qualify for the tournament. 1970 World Cup hosted by Mexico, won by Brazil after they defeated the Italians 4-1 in the finals. The captain of the Brazilian team was Carlos Alberto Torres, and the manager of the team was Mauro Zagallo, who had previously won the World Cup with Brazil in 1958 and 1962 as a player. Mauro Zagallo was also the Brazilian coach at the 1974 World Cup. He was also the head coach of the Brazilian team who placed runners-up at the 1998 FIFA World Cup. Go Mario! 1974 World Cup hosted by West Germany, won by West Germany after defeating the Netherlands 2-1 in the finals. The captain of the West Germany team was Franz Beckenbauer and the head coach was Helmut Schön. He was also the head coach of West Germany at the 1966, 1970 and 1978 World Cups. 1978 World Cup hosted by Argentina, won by Argentina after defeating the Netherlands 3-1 after extra time. The captain for Argentina was Daniel Passarella and the head coach was Cesar Luis Menotti, who was also the head coach for Argentina at the 1982 World Cup. 1982 World Cup hosted by Spain, won by Italy after defeating West Germany 3-1 in the finals. The captain of Italy was Dino Zoff and the head coach was Enzo Bearzot. Dino Zoff, Enzo Bearzot, beautiful names, a lot of Z's. Bearzot was also the head coach at the 1978 and the 1986 World Cups. The 1986 World Cup, hosted by Mexico, won by Argentina after defeating West Germany 3-2 in the finals. The captain for Argentina was no other than Diego Maradona, and the head coach was Carlos Bilardo. He was also the head coach for Argentina at the 1990 World Cup. 1990 World Cup, hosted by Italy, won by West Germany after defeating Argentina 1-0 in the finals. Talk about sweet revenge. The captain for Germany was Lothar Matthäus, and the head coach for West Germany was no other than 1974 World Cup winning captain Franz Beckenbauer. He appeared at 3 World Cups as a player for West Germany in 1966, 1970 and 1974, where he lifted the trophy. He was also the head coach for West Germany at the 1986 World Cup, where they were runners-up. 1994 World Cup, hosted by the USA, won by Brazil after defeating the Italians 3-2 in a penalty shootout after the match finished level after extra time. The captain for Brazil was Carlos Dunga and the head coach was Carlos Alberto Pereira. Carlos Alberto Pereira had previously managed the Kuwait team at the 1982 World Cup, and he also managed the UAE team at the 1990 World Cup as well. Wow, what a resume. He was also the head coach for the Brazilian team at the 2006 World Cup and the head coach for the South African team at the 2010 World Cup, which they hosted. He had previously managed Ghana and Saudi Arabia, but not at the FIFA World Cup. Impressive. 1998 World Cup, hosted by France, won by France after defeating Brazil 3-0 in the finals. Their captain was Didier Deschamps, the current head coach of the French national team. Wow. So he could actually pull off what Franz Beckenbauer did in 1974 and 1990. Do you guys think that Didier Deschamps could win the World Cup with France at the 2018 World Cup? Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. The head coach of the 1998 winning French team was Aymore Jacquet. The 2002 World Cup, hosted by Korea and Japan. This World Cup was won by Brazil after defeating Germany 2-0 in the finals. The captain of the Brazilian team was Cafu, and the head coach was Luis Felipe Scolari, who was the head coach for Portugal at the 2006 World Cup and the head coach for Brazil at the 2014 World Cup, where they were battered 7-1 by Germany, the same team they defeated in the final of the 2002 World Cup. The 2006 World Cup, hosted by Germany, won by Italy after defeating France 5-3 in a penalty shootout after the game finished level after extra time. The captain of the Italian team was Fabio Cannavaro, and the winning head coach was Marcello Lippi, who also coached the Italian team at the 2010 World Cup. The 2010 World Cup, hosted by South Africa, won by Spain after defeating the Netherlands 1-0 in the finals. The captain of the Spanish team was Iker Casillas, and the head coach was Vicente del Bosque. Del Bosque was also the head coach of the Spanish team at the 2014 World Cup, where they exited at the group stages. 2014 World Cup, hosted by Brazil, won by Germany after defeating Argentina 1-0 in the finals, giving us a repeat of the 1990 World Cup finals. The captain of the German team was Philipp Lahm, and the winning head coach was Joachim Löw. He is also the current head coach of the German national team, and he has a chance to win back-to-back World Cups. The captain will be Manuel Neuer if he is fit in time for the tournament. Joachim Löw, along with Didier Deschamps, are the only ones on this list who can rewrite the record books. Didier Deschamps can pull off what Franz Beckenbauer did in 1974 as a player and 1990 as a manager, and Joachim Löw can pull off what Vittorio Pozzo did with Italy back in 1934 and 1938 by winning back-to-back World Cups. Do you think any of these is possible, guys? Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Who do you think will win the 2018 FIFA World Cup? Who will be the winning captain? Who will be the winning head coach? Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I think that Didier Deschamps, Joachim Löw, Tite, or even Jorge Sampaoli has a good chance of winning the World Cup. You could also throw the Spanish manager Lopetegui, that's his name? Lopetegui? I really can't say his name properly. But guys, thanks for watching the 11th episode of my series where I brought to you the winning teams, their captains, and their head coaches. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, smash the thumbs up button, let me know any video ideas in the comment section down below. I just might do it. And thanks for watching again, and until next time, peace out. Rich Squad! What's up, Rich Squad, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy, I'm Rich. What's up, Rich Squad? It's the... But without a great man manager and a great status. But without a great man manager and a clever strategist, no team can. But without a leader of... At the 1930 World Cup hosted by Uruguay, and their head coach was a young 31-year-old, and their head coach was a young 30-year-old, and their manager. The World Cup came back to South America. In 1950, the World Cup came back to South America. Brazil hosted the World Cup, and the head coach was Juan. The captain of West Germany was Fritz, and the head coach residing over the map, and the head coach of the and the head coach of the victorious West German team, and the head coach of the successful Sepp Herberger, and the head coach of the the captain of the Brazilian team was Hilderaldo, and the head coach was Vicente Fritz, and the head coach was Aymore Mauro, and the head coach was Aymore 1966 World Cup, hosted by England, won by England after defeat. Who was also a player in the who was also a part of the English team in the who was also a part of the 1950 English, who was also a player. Alf Ramsey also coached the English team at the 1970. Alf Ramsey also 1970 World Cup, hosted by Mexico, won by Brazil after the defeated 1970 World Cup, hosted by Mexico, won by Brazil after the defeated 1970 World Cup, won by Brazil, and also he was also the head coach in the he was also the West German head coach, and the head coach was Cesar the captain of Italy was Zeno and the Italian head coach the captain of the Argentinian team was the captain for Argentina, and the head coach was 1974 champion, and the head coach for West Germany was no other than, he was also the head coach for Del Bosque was also the head coach of the 2014 World Cup, hosted by Brazil, won by Germany after defeating Argentina 1-0 in the final, exacting revenge of the 1986. Who would be the winning World Cup captain? But anyways, guys, thanks for watching the 11th episode of my series. Where I brought you the winning teams, managers,